Hey everyone, real quickly, I just figured I'd explain the backstory on these two samurais that I'd found at a marina that had been in business since the early 1900s. Now, basically, I'd been trying to buy these samurais for about 3 years. I'd found them through a friend who was actually rehabbing the marina at the time for business. He had posted on his Snapchat story just a few pictures and videos of the marina, and then I saw a picture of the samurais in the corner and they just looked completely abandoned. After convincing him to let me come check them out, the owner of the marina and the samurais wasn't really ready to let them go. And after leaving that day, I kind of had that mindset that they weren't going anywhere. I mean, they were buried and nobody really knew about them. About a year later, I had to message my friend again about coming to look at the samurais once more. I couldn't get them out of my head, to be honest. They just look so cool just sitting in that building. And after months of trying to get a date set up, we had shown back up. I got a real good look at them and tried to shoot him an offer. He declined. He did offer a new price, but it was out of my budget. It was then he told me about the history of the samurais. Back in the 90s, at some time, he had purchased both samurais as security cars for the marina. These samurais would patrol the entire lot from the 90s up until the marina had closed its doors. I'm expecting around the mid 2000s from what I can tell. The samurais were then parked and never driven again. That day, me and my dad left. I figured that was kind of it. Now, if you see my other video on the previous Samurai I'd bought, I'd purchased a 1988.5 Samurai that was pretty rotten. We had driven it out of its grave only to be used as parts if I could ever find another Samurai that would potentially need them. I sold it at the end of October and it was actually a Monday, and a week later, it was a Sunday, I got that call. Now, let's say his name is Tom. Tom was ready to sell the samurais, and the marina was now going to be demolished and turned into apartments. So after calling Tom, we came to an agreement, and off we went. The convertible Samurai is a 1987. It's kind of like a burgundy red in color. It's in pretty good shape, and I definitely think it's definitely restorable from what I can see. The tin top Samurai is a 1988.5. It has the square vents and the other small upgrades Suzuki did at the time before the Samurai was killed off for the United States. This Samurai is clean except for the typical rot around where the wheel arches are. Mud and slush and snow get stuck and it pretty much just rots that whole area out. The red one also kind of has this, but not as bad as the silver tin top one. And in all honesty, the tin top is a lot more sought after. Apparently, they only made it for like 3 or 4 years, so definitely a lot harder to find a tin top.
I'm John Romaine. When we were working on my house, my Suzuki and I had to drive this road back and forth 300 times, loaded and unloaded. You know what? My Suzuki never let me down, not even once. Did such a good job, I gave it a couple days off. And then we hit the road again, and that's a true story.
The Samurai was marketed towards like warmer states, so the convertible was just a hit. It sold like crazy, so definitely kind of unique to find a tin top in this shape. One last thing before I go, I just wanted to show you how big this place was. It's sad that such a piece of history will be torn down just to make way for more housing. This place had an on site woodworking facility to fix and repair wood boats on site, a front office, a huge indoor repair building with overhead cranes, two office buildings that were about 4 stories tall, which accommodated a lot of the work back in the 40s, from what I can tell. Every story of the floor literally had a safe on site. It's kind of crazy. These doors were huge, and it looked like they weighed a lot to get inside these safes. A gift shop with an on site boat sale office as well. And to top it all off, there was a water repair shop that had a heated net underneath the water to stop ice from forming, heaters in the shop, and above it all, it floated in the water. Not to mention the countless storage yard space where other boats and jet skis could be stored. This place physically had its own train tracks that ran to it at some point. I'm not sure when these were abandoned, but they are definitely still there. I just want to say thanks for checking out my videos. If you're not normal like me, I'd encourage you to check out my other not normal car videos. Thanks for checking out the video, and I will see you in the next.
Use the windshield wiper?
I don't. Ooh, it's kind of... typical. Does she? Rear bench seat. That was an option. A little more rust free than the other one. How many clicks? $78. Here's one.
Yeah. It's okay. Thanks for looking.
Well, if I find it, I want to sell it. It's rent.
Yeah.
Someone may have stolen it.